Third and Long is brought to you by Envision Custom Renovations. Transform your home into luxury living.
Welcome back to the show. It's great having you here. This time we've upped our game. We got you some Coronas.
Yeah, we went from wine to Corona, so
yeah, that's good.
The budget's gone down.
Nick's Pizza. We had Nick's Pizza.
We did.
And you got some fancy duds. You're looking sharp.
I did. B got me looking right. You know, I came in. The wife said, "Hey, listen, go with something different. You have all your suits are black, brown, blue, and gray. So find something different." So we got like a little wool kind of texture. I don't know what it actually is. They're gonna get mad at me for not saying the right thing, but it's something for the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the coach looks pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dave's looking sharp, man.
Yeah.
Even got him trying a little pink on.
I want to talk to you about having to be on the sidelines. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, not being in your own locker room or playing during Grey Cup. Your thoughts about the two teams that are in there and missing out?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think just over the last couple of years, actually says I think we've grown accustomed to making sure that we're in the Grey Cup. And I know Dave feels the same, that we're disappointed that we're not there. Guys can say it's a good year at times, but unless we're hoisting the trophy over our head, we're not satisfied. So even the years that we got there and lost, that's not worth it to us. We want to make sure we get there and win it, because that's the way the Calgary Stampeders are. That's kind of the way we measure ourselves. So good luck to the two teams there. Winnipeg, Hamilton. It's going to be a great game. Got some great players, great teams, great coaches. It's going to be an awesome game to watch, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I want to ask you, how does not being there fire you up for next year?
Oh, man. Can't even really describe it, just because I think a lot of the guys, that have been there with us in the last couple of years really aren't on the team anymore. We have a very, very young team, and I know those guys are hungry, and it just kind of builds that drive in myself and lights that fire a little bit even more, knowing that, this is the only taste they have of the CFL, is they came here and they lost, and they didn't get there. So I know they're going to come back hungry. They need me to come back hungry. So I'm definitely excited to use that as motivation all off season. Just continue to work out and use our cell phones during interviews. That's how professional we are. We just kind of roll with it.
It's Dave's wife. She called here last week too.
I know.
Yeah. She doesn't leave us alone.
He's out past when he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Man.
Wanted milk. So it pisses you off though, doesn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a winner. I want to be in the game. I'm not just there to compete. I love competing, but I want to win. It was definitely a tough pill to swallow, not being in it the way we wanted to be. Especially, to me, and Dave can say differently or whatnot, but being at my hand, being the quarterback, being the guy that touches the ball every single play, it's on me. I want to make sure that I'm the guy that's leading us to the promised land every year. And, when we don't, I take it very, very personally. So, look my teammates in the eye, tell those guys that I'll be better the next time we come around.
Fans take it personally. But you had a great comment. You never hear boos or nothing.
I don't know how you do, honestly. I think, Dave's talking to my ear, Dinwiddie's talking to me on the sidelines. I don't have time to do anything else except for thinking about the next play. Dave was talking to me back and forth on the sideline about going back in, and I told him, give me another drive. I want to go back in. I want to make sure I finish this thing off right and get down there. And never heard the fans once, but at the same time, a little bit sour that, we didn't get it done for them, because they give us a lot all year. They come out there in that weather all year. So definitely want to make sure we're always giving back to them.
That third quarter was uncharacteristic of you.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't know the stats till somebody told me.
Yeah. Well, again, you just out there playing, right?
That's the thing. I think you don't even notice it. I just trying to play by play. And then really what you start to realize is that, the defense is on there and you're watching the other offense and they're driving, and whether or not they're successful on the drive, you notice they're on there for a long time. And, the one thing that gets me is typically we have a lot of drives and I look up and I'm like, oh man, it's only the middle of the second quarter. We can still score a lot more points, put a lot more yards up. In that game, it was like, man, where's the time going? It seemed like every time I looked up that the time was just running down, and it was kind of coming back against us. Our back was against the wall and we had to press, and I just pressed at the wrong times, especially in that third quarter. I thought that, like you said, perfect words, uncharacteristic. Just pressing at the wrong time, and not seeing things the way that I normally do. Maybe I should have wore shades. It would have made it better.
You can't go wrong with shades.
Can't, yeah, especially when they're yours.
I want them back.
Maybe. We'll see what people think about it.
When you look at the two teams and you look at Winnipeg, let's talk about Winnipeg first. Two quarterback situation. Nichols is out. On paper, they were right for the picking, but they got hot at the right time.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think we really feel like we were as well. We probably played 4 or 5 of our best games right there at the end and kind of had that lull there in BC, just missing a couple of guys and not being on the same page at times. But that's what this game's about, man. I mean, when you're in a 9-team league and you've got 3 games in the playoffs and 2 if you have the bye week, it's always about being hot at the right time. So, for me, if I can't be the guy in the game, I'm not going to lie. One guy that I can pull for is Zach. He's a guy that's, he went against us in 2014 and they had an unfortunate loss, which I'm very thankful for. But at the same time, just watch what he's gone throughout his entire career with the injuries and just the bad luck, as it may be, with some of the concussions and things. It's nice to see him back on top and doing his thing.
When you look at Hamilton, again, hard to really understand, when you've got your number one guy and then the second guy comes in and he's better and the team's better. How do you justify that? How do you look at the Hamilton Ticats? Or is he better?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to judge, but I'm not in the locker room. I'm not watching their film that way. I think Masoli is a hell of a quarterback. He's done some pretty special things and will continue to. Yeah. But yeah, man, Dane's been on fire this entire year. He reminds me of a kid that just likes to go out there and throw the ball all around the yard, which I really like to see. But I mean, they remind me a lot of, us in 2016, 2017. Team that was on top basically the entire year. No one really ever pushed them for the East Division. And the media's just been talking them up. They're going to win, probably Coach of the Year. They're going to win Player of the Year. They've got a lot of guys winning awards, so it's about whether or not they can go into that entire week and flush that media out the entire week. Because the thing is, if they try to wait until the day before the game or game day to say, okay, now I'll stop being a media darling. Now I'll focus on the game. If they're spending any less time in preparation, they're not going to get it done. So that's the warning I'll give, but I'm sure they know that they've got a lot of guys that have been there.
Better have a break. You look thirsty.
Are very expensive.
Yeah, to next year.
Coronas. Just so you know, I made him do this. I didn't want to drink wine again.